What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm April and I teach math and personal finance to high schoolers. If you're a high schooler watching this video and you need some math help, especially if you're an IB standard level student or just a 9th and 10th grade student struggling with core maths, check out my math help videos in my other channel. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Thailand's personal shopping tax allowance scheme for 2024, also known as Shop Dee Mee Kuen. A few weeks ago, I published a video about the same topic, but there was some information in that video that was misleading. And so in today's video, we're going to dive deep into the mathematics of how this tax deduction actually gets calculated. A disclaimer here, that previous video is now unlisted from my channel, but you can still access the link in the description box below. The information about the exemptions as well as places to shop are still relevant and true, and this video will contain updates about other places where you can use your shopping allowance, and we will also talk about how to take advantage of the Shop Dee Mee Kuen tax scheme. All right, so first let's talk about what exactly this tax scheme is. Here's the definition that I was given word for word by my employer. A tax allowance for the actual amount of purchases of goods and or services from VAT registered businesses and receiving e-tax invoices, or from non-VAT registered sellers and receiving e-receipts, the amount not exceeding 50,000 baht. Here's where I got this definition wrong. I had made a prior assumption that spending 50,000 baht would be equivalent to saving 50,000 baht on your income taxes, aka free money. I have since learned that this information is not true. So I hope that if you did watch my previous video, you did not just go on a huge shopping spree and buy things that you did not need. That said, your money will still be tax exempt, just not the amount that we originally thought. So I tried to clarify this definition by doing some additional research. I found some websites that were law firms or companies that provided tax consulting that also used the same language, and it did not clarify how that deduction is calculated. So finally, I reached out to our school's accountant and expert here, and so here is what I found out. It turns out that your tax deduction itself will not be 50,000 baht. What that means is you can spend up to 50,000 baht, which will be eligible for the tax deduction. But your deduction is going to only be a percentage of that based on what your marginal tax rate is. Time for a mini lesson. For those of you that need a quick refresher on the key concepts about income tax, what you need to understand is what is a marginal tax rate and what is an effective tax rate. In Thailand and other countries such as the US and Canada, where I'm from, we use a progressive tax system. What that means is not everyone gets taxed at the same rate. You get taxed depending on how much income you make. The more income you make, the more you will get taxed. Here are the tax brackets for Thailand. So a common misconception when it comes to understanding tax brackets is that your entire income gets taxed at the same rate. This is not true. So let's walk through a sample calculation of how this works. Let's assume that you make 600K in Thai baht. That means that your marginal tax rate is going to be 15%. Most people would look at this and assume that they pay 15% in taxes of the 600,000 baht that you're earning, which is going to be 90,000 baht. But what you're actually paying in taxes is way less than 15%. Let's look at how this works. The first 150,000 baht is tax-free, so you don't pay any taxes on that portion of your income. The next 150,000 baht that you earn is going to be taxed at 5%, which is 7,500 baht total. Then the next 200,000 baht that you're earning falls into the next tax bracket, which is taxed at 10%. That gives you an additional 20,000 baht in taxes. Finally, the last 100,000 baht falls in that 15% tax bracket, which will give you 15,000 baht. Add all those amounts together and we get a total of 42,500 baht that you're paying in taxes. And the effective tax rate of that will be calculated by taking the total amount that you pay in taxes, which is 42,500, divide that by your total income, which is 600,000 baht, meaning that your effective tax rate is actually going to be 7.1%, which is less than half of what your marginal tax rate is. So, how is all of this related to Shop Dee Mee Kuen, Thailand's personal shopping tax allowance scheme? Well, it's all linked to your marginal tax rate, meaning that if your marginal tax rate is at a higher tax bracket, you actually save more on your purchases than someone whose tax rate is at a lower tax bracket. So, let's say you are in the marginal tax rate of 10%. So, you're actually going to be saving 5,000 baht. If your marginal tax rate is 30%, then you're going to be saving 15,000 baht on your purchases. So obviously, the way to take advantage of Shop Dee is to go and buy things that you are already going to purchase now. This is the time. If you're going to purchase a new iPhone or new electronics or new appliances for your kitchen, you're essentially getting a discount equivalent to what your marginal tax rate is. But I wouldn't go out of my way to spend the full 50,000 baht if you are not in need of those new things. So personally speaking, I have been taking advantage of this personal tax allowance scheme because I needed some new headphones for running. I wanted to get a multi-pot for my kitchen since I'm kind of a lazy cook and I'm not very good at cooking. So an Instapot actually really makes my life a lot easier and more convenient. I've also been using it at places like Central and IKEA to update my furniture, as well as get little gadgets. So if that sounds like something that's appealing for you, then time in which you can make these purchases is limited from January 1st to February 15th. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. Please share this video with your coworkers and friends to help them take advantage of the Shop Dee tax allowance scheme. See you in the next video. Please hit like and subscribe to support the channel and my work. Have a great day.